that sits on top of your Land Rover's roof. Line it up to the first hole. I'm going to use that as the front. You don't want to put them on upside down. Actually, they're so smart. This rack is looking amazing. Hello, my Rover friends, and welcome to the Lucky8 channel. Today, we're going to open boxes. Actually, we're going to open these boxes and install a front runner roof rack on an LR4. It is the same setup for an LR3 and Disco 3, Disco 4, other side of that big pond. Let's get these boxes open, get this Lego kit going, and get the roof rack installed. Cue the intro. First thing we need to do is get our roof rack feet. I think they got a different name for them, but essentially it is the feet for the roof rack that sits on top of your Land Rover's roof. If you have roof rails on yours, you're going to need to remove those. Those are held in with, best of my memory, a T30 Torx. They're very easy to get off. So you can kind of see, here's the feet, screws to the vehicle, and we need to put together this. Comes with front and rear sections. I won't bore you. I'll get it bolted together and I'll show you what they look like and let you know what tools you need. Here is a look at the first one put together. Next to the one that is not together, front runner really does make it as convenient as possible. You can't mix these pieces up. The cuts are different, and they've got this little edge here cut into it. That goes down as it's sitting, it goes up as it's sitting on the roof, and the one over here goes down. So, little cutty thing, opposite. I don't know, these look to be exactly the same, but that's what the instructions call. It's held on with 4 Allens each size, and they are a 4 mil Allen head, and then a 10 mil nut on the other side. Screw them together, super easy. Let's move to the next step. Up on the roof, you're gonna see these little plastic push pins. There's 3 of them. You want to get them out. If you look across, you'll see that's where the roof rail bolts to. I use my little pry tool here, pop them up, but just like that one, they tend to go sideways, and then you need to use a pair of channel locks to pull them out, and if that doesn't do it, then you're in there with a pick to get them out. With all of the holes ready, run the tap, 3 times, run the tap. We're gonna set in the roof rail. It just uses these little 6 mil bolts, lock washer and lock washer. Screws them right down, very easy once you run the tap through. I'll bring the camera up and show you the hardware once it's installed, and then we can start putting the roof rack together. This is what it looks like with the hardware installed. You got your bolt, lock washer, and regular washer, 1, 2, and 3. Next up, we want to start putting the frame of the roof rack together. You want to find the front or rear pieces. They've got a little cutout on them like so, and the rest of them are the slats that go side to side, and they do not have that little cutout there. What I do is I get the side rail. Looks just like this. Line it up to the first hole. I'm going to use that as the front. And I start running in the Allen heads. There's a lot of noise going on here. I start running in these Allen heads. I get it not tight, but tight enough. With that in place, we move on to more noise. Putting in a intermediate section piece like so. The bolt goes through the bottom, the nut would be at the top. And essentially you build it that way. This one's got 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got to space them out. I need to put it on the roof and kind of figure out where I want the slats to go so it doesn't interfere with the antenna, but you get the idea. Your rack should be looking like this. Now we're going to put in the back. Get that in place and put the other side rail on. Once everything's installed, we will tighten it all down. Next up, you want to put the corners on. You can do it after the fact if you're super excited and want to get the rack on the roof, but the corners have front runner written on them. You don't want to put them on upside down. Actually, they're so smart. They made it so you can't put them upside down. They clip in like so, and then you run in a couple of Allens. They even provide you the Allen wrench. I'm going to get these done. Then, you know what? While we're talking about it, in the original kit with the legs, came these bolts. That's what's going to hold the rack to the roof. The bolts slide in the channel like so. Then they're going to fit through the foot and you'll tighten them down. I'm going to get this up on the roof with the corners installed and a couple of bolts in place so you can see what I mean. Right here is the nut and bolt. All we got to do is tighten them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On each side. Just want to make sure that you've centered the roof rack on the vehicle, cinch everything down, and we'll meet in the front. My God, this rack is looking amazing. We've got a couple more things to do. First, you want to find the plastic nuts and put them on all of the bolt heads. Give it that nice finish, and be sure to follow for more Rover content.